But transitioning from a number one pick who is the number one overall prospect at one point to another number one overall pick who is currently the number overall prospect, Jackson Holliday. Jackson Holliday just got called up on July 31st, and he's back for vengeance. Since being called up on July 31st, Dylan, he's batting 400, slugging 900, 3 home runs. And if he continues to play like the number one prospect that we know, the Orioles won't be a fun team to face.
Can we just
we're gonna lock in here?
We'll just take a second and reflect on this. You said what about Jackson Holliday? 400 since the call up?
Yes.
And you wanted him traded last week to the Tigers? This is exactly why you wanted to get rid of Jackson Holliday. You wrote him off. I
didn't write him off. I didn't write him off.
You wrote off Jackson Holliday.
These are two totally different viewpoints here, right?
You brought up
No. My take last week was from the Orioles' perspective. I'm saying Orioles, if you want to win a World Series, pitching wins your World Series. That's what I was saying.
They have it.
Do they have enough?
They have another impact bat that's going to get them. They have an impact bat for 7 years of control that is a superstar in the making. But here's where I disagree with you when you come to this.
Okay.
Because if I would have not have given you any dump today if you didn't bring up the fact that he hit 032 when he got called up, or 059, whatever it was. He hit under 100 when he got called up the first time. That was in your argument of why they should have traded him to the Tigers.
I don't think that was not in my argument.
I watched the clip today to make sure that I'm coming at it straight. You said, and he came up and struggled a bit, so you don't know what you're getting.
You sure I said that?
You said they're all prospects, and people prospect hug. That's what you said.
People prospect hug, yes.
It's different when you have a superstar.
You think he's going to be a superstar?
Yes.
We haven't seen
it yet.
I said
it last week.
All right.
I shook my head when you said bring him up for Scooble. I shook my head. There's no way.
I don't think it's an outrageous move if you want to win a World Series. And since we want to roll back the tape, let's roll back the tape to when Jackson Holliday got sent down and you weren't a believer in him getting sent down. You were pissed off at the Orioles. But you know what I said? I said this would be good for Jackson Holliday. I said this would be fantastic for Jackson Holliday. You didn't say that? You didn't say it? I know I said that. And I got proof.
I was mad at how they handled the whole situation.
Exactly. Let's run the tape here. As you stated earlier, I would do exactly what the Orioles did. As you stated earlier, if your prospect, especially a top prospect, is balling out in the minor leagues, he deserves to be given a shot at the big leagues. If you believe a guy is ready to help your ball club today, call him up. And if he doesn't perform, send him back to the minor leagues until you believe he got his mind right and is ready to come back up. The Baltimore Orioles handled Jackson Holliday perfectly. Let me finish. He was tearing up AAA. Got called up and wasn't very good. I'm being generous in my explanation of his brief MLB performance. Holliday only had 2 hits and 34 ABs with 18 strikeouts. Maybe the pressure got to him. Maybe MLB pitching was way ahead than what he faced in AAA. Regardless, he didn't perform. Send him back to the minor leagues to figure it out. I think Jackson Holliday is a phenomenal player. I always have thought that. My take last week was strictly from the Orioles' perspective. I was saying and thinking that, hey, the Orioles could use a pitcher, a shutdown, start game 1 or game 7 of a World Series and help you win a World Series. That was my thought process. None of that was to discredit Jackson Holliday at all.
I'll give you that. And I think we both see it from the same angle. But we're dancing around it a little bit. Here was my perspective on why they shouldn't have sent him down. I don't disagree that if a guy struggles, you send him down. I don't disagree with that. I was more upset with the way they handled him. Like, they benched him against lefties when he saw him every day in AAA. They pinch hit for him in certain situations that he wouldn't have been pinch hit for in AAA. Like, if you're going to bring a kid up, bring him up and play him. Like, don't sit him on the bench, play him here and there. You got to play him every day. And I don't think they truly believe that because they had so much depth. They had Westberg going off at second base. They had enough depth on that team that they didn't need that every single day. So I see where they were coming from, but it still made me upset that they didn't handle it that way. So that's where my frustration set in. And on your take, I don't disagree with saying that Holliday could have been moved for a pitcher. I see your perspective of wanting to win now, but you also got to understand if Scooble comes over and you don't win, that's going to be something that you're biting for years. Like you're going to be known as the GM that gave up Jackson Holiday.
That's how you're right. That's how a GM gets fired. I do agree. That's a risk.
That's a move that gets you fired. Like you got an egg on your head when you walk into every room from the rest of your life. It's like, oh, that's the guy who traded Holiday. Like there's always going to be something there. So I mean, when it's a budding prospect like that, yes, I think there was a move to be made they could have done. I think they should have gotten more pitching. But I don't think Holiday should have ever been in trade talks because, once again, he's proven that he's a great ball player right now.
Yeah. So with that being said, do you think Jackson Holliday, like he's here to stay? Is this just a hot start, or this is who Jackson Holliday is? This is what we all saw with him in the minor leagues.
He's a star.
Yeah.
He's a good ball player, and I think maybe it did give him time, but I still disagree. I don't know what he needed to work on in AAA because he mashed down there and didn't at the majors.
I think it was mental. It was mental. He's young. How old is he? 20, 21?
Yeah, he's under 22, that's for sure.
So, I mean, think about all that hype he had coming up in May. Like you're starting off in Fenway. That was his first start, right? In Fenway? Yeah. Like that's going to get to a kid's head for sure. And I don't.
20.
He's 20. Yeah. I mean, that dude's young, really young. So I definitely understand why they sent him down. I understand your perspective on why they shouldn't send him down. I understand why they held on to him because he's showing off some power and he's going to play in a big role for this team, for the Orioles team for a long time.